All right, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Uh, so, yeah, as I was saying though, VR is like
Interesting.
they want to argue that it's like the future of gaming. Like all video games are gonna be in VR at some point, and I'm like, that's never gonna happen because you can't fucking make every video game in VR. The only stuff that really works in VR and makes it actually worth it is like first person shit. Like, yeah, you can make fucking third person VR games, but like why? Like, you don't need to. It's just to
Wow.
add the gimmick of like being able to look around. And there's a lot of people that are like, "Oh no, it's cool because you can look around the world better and get a better adjustment of where you are in it. Actually, lean forward to get up close to the character and see it and stuff." And I'm just like, "Yeah, that's neat and all, but like, do you really need that in a fucking 3D platformer? Is it
Yes,
absolutely necessary that you're able to look around the fucking level slightly easier with your headset? No,
it is,
it's
Chris.
it's totally not. It's
How
like,
how dare you?
how dare I? The other thing is, the other one is, um, but yeah, it's like VR only works for like first person shit. Really, I mean, you can do third person in it, but like, why even bother at that point? And then it only really, really works for like vehicle games, games where you're piloting some sort of vehicle, first person shooters, and like uh I can't even think of more examples. Horror games. And horror games, they work awesome for horror games. But like outside of that shit, like what else is there? Like they've done stealth games, but they just evolve into action games anyways most of the time because it's hard to be stealthy when you can't see everything around you. Fucking uh
That's crazy talk.
that's why Metal Gear Solid works so well, is because you can see more than just what's in front of your face. Um, Although Dishonored did a good job of that. Dishonored made a good first-person stealth game, which is rare. You normally don't see that.
Yeah,
I love that I can always tell when you're checking the walkthrough,
because I'll
cause
start flying.
cause you'll just be flying nowhere, and then the mouse cursor will pop up on screen for a second.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it's really funny. But yeah, my biggest thing though with why VR is never gonna catch on in the same way that other ones are is that it is not as accessible as video games. The main reason video games caught on as big as they did is because you don't need they're super handicap accessible. Like, it's not like a sport. Like, you don't need your legs. You don't even really need both your arms. Hell, you don't even really need your arms as long as you have some sort of way of fucking pushing buttons. Like, you can play a video game pretty
Have you seen
easily.
those double amputees playing video games, man? It's pretty intense.
Yeah, but like, what I'm getting at is they can't play VR games. Period. There's no workaround for that. So, like, that already kills accessibility. So, people who, like, have some sort of, like, physical handicap are already out for VR games. So that's already a chunk of the market, like, gone. And then you have people who have, like, poor eyesight, or have, like, or just have, get motion sickness really easily. Motion sickness is, like, that's another chunk of the market gone, because if they get motion sickness easily, VR is gonna be a fucking murder. Like, it's just gonna fucking kill you. Um, and then you have what was the other one? It's the like the physical ramifications of it, where they're like um you
It's
can like fall very easily because people think because our brains aren't really used to virtual reality, so people will think things in the virtual world or the real world, and they'll try and lean on something in the face plant, which is hilarious. um, If they do that, though, you made a great immersive game in VR, though.
is this real life or
Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, but escape from reality. Anyways,
I was just waiting for you to sing it, man.
Yeah. Open your eyes and see. I'll never be able to sing as good as Freddie Mercury, the boy.
Dude, he's a legend.
He is a legend. Blah blah blah. Let's see, I went through all that shit. Oh yeah, and then there's the whole, like, the fact that you're putting a fucking magnified screen 2 inches from your face. Which
Dude,
is
but that's
totally
VR
not gonna cause eye strain and or fucking permanent vision damage.
But Chris, that VR porn, man.
Dude, that VR porn, though, is pretty sick. I won't lie, it's pretty sick. It's actually pretty bad, but let's pretend it's pretty sick for a little while. Do you remember, I don't know if I've ever brought it up on the show. Dude, do you remember when fucking 3D porn was being pushed like hardcore?
I do. It was interesting.
And I'm just like, because like the 3D gimmick was on like its peak, because it was right after Avatar came out, the Blue People movie Avatar, not the cartoon Avatar.
Yeah, not the good one.
Not the good one. And that was in 3D, and it sold like $1 billion. So everyone was just like, "We gotta make 3D movies. That's why it sold $1 billion." Not realizing that the reason it sold $1 billion was because it was like the next big movie from James Cameron, who everyone fucking loves. But yeah, he like. So, anyways, they made that movie, and then everyone was like, "Everything's got to be 3D." And remember, they like. Dude, I remember Call of Duty was 3D. They were like, now fucking playable with 3D on your 3D TV. And I'm like, who the fuck is ever gonna use this?
How dare you? First off, how dare you?
Dude, like, everything was 3D. Fucking, Sly Cooper of Thieves in Time, which we will get back to eventually, hopefully. Fucking Outbreak.
Yeah. Zombie apocalypse and all
fucking
that.
Zombie apocalypse. That had fucking 3D capability. They were pushing 3D so fucking hard around that time. But I remember porn was being pushed hard in 3D, and it failed, like, almost immediately. And I remember I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." He's like, "I wonder why that didn't catch on." And I was just like, because there's only 3 things that show up in 3D, and one of them you don't want to see. In 3D.
True.
It's like, I'm like, that's why it never caught on. Like, and like right when I said it, he was just like, "Oh yeah, no, that makes sense." Like, yeah, no, it was dumb.
There's a difference between real life and fantasy, Chris.
Is there really?
Yes.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure they're almost the same at this point.
Is this real life or is this fantasy?
Caught in a landslide. Escape
Dude.
from the Inuits.
I was watching something and they were talking about like online gaming as opposed to real life gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, if anybody who's ever done sexting will tell you, sexting's cool, but it's certainly not as good as real sex.
I don't know, man. I gotta say, online gaming, except for the fact that like lag can be a big problem. What's that?
They were talking in like context of like board games.
Oh, okay, I see. I was gonna say, I'm like, because I gotta tell you, man, like, I would not want to play Call of Duty in a group with a bunch of people playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Because the amount of fucking people getting heated and threatening other people is, like, absurd.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's, like,
you're just
so high. I love the people that write articles on that, though, and they're just like, Call of Duty's community is toxic and offensive to people, and I'm just like, yeah, welcome to the... Dude, it's been fucking 11 years. Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the club, dumbnuts.
Welcome to the club, idiot. Like, no shit. Like, it took you 11 years to figure this out? Get the fuck out of here.
Good job.
Good job. I'm very proud of you. Fucking dumbass. Wow, that's
People
a weird
are...
loading point.
Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing.
But yeah, I do love it whenever people are just like, competitive gaming is toxic and it needs to change, and I'm like, maybe you just need to stop playing competitive games. Have you considered that? How about that?
Yeah, dude, I just don't really play competitive games anymore. I play cooperative ones because like that's where I have more fun.
I
I
play.
mean, I'll
I'm.
play a competitive game every now and again, but
I mean, I pretty much exclusively play competitive games online. So
yeah. The other thing is like most people don't know how to lose.
yeah, that's true. I don't know. People don't seem to get as heated as they used to when they lose.
True.
People used to get really fucking heated. People are chilled out a lot, but they haven't chilled out enough where I'd be like, yeah, everyone's cool now. It's more like, it's not as bad as it
Like I was
was.
watching a dude and he was talking about it and he was just like, I just don't get mad at video games anymore because it doesn't matter. And I'm like, wow, that's a good attitude, not like all those 12-year-olds.
It doesn't. That shit doesn't actually work. He says
Yeah.
that, but I guarantee you he'd get mad if he fucking if he was put in the right scenario, because it is absolutely impossible not to get mad at some point playing a game.
Oh no, at one
Absolutely
point you do get
impossible.
mad.
Eventually,
But
something's gonna get you.
but Chris, I've seen this man on a 20-game losing streak where he was just like, okay, we're just playing something else, guys.
Yeah, but see that right there is salt. He's salty. He's mad. He's just not emotionally mad. Like he's not fucking making a show out of it, but he's mad. Like if he
I
lost
then
20
saw him
times in a row and was like, "All right, guys, we're playing a different game." That's salt. That's a salty mad.
not even another game, Chris. Another deck.
Yeah, like
Because he was playing a card game.
yeah, like that's salty mad at that point. That's not like, I mean, it's not like fuck this bullshit fucking piece of shit. It's just all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I'm done with
Alright, I
this.
get
All
it.
right, I'm done with this. Okay, we're done with this right now. Okay, like that's what they call the salt. That's what you see in that's what all the fighting games get. Unless you get someone who gets legitimately mad at a fighting game tournament, which is unusual. Normally, you just get the salt. Like, alright, fuck you. It's just alright, fuck you.
I just remembered when we kicked Nick's ass at Tekken, and he was just like, "Why am I losing?"
Dude, he does not get salty at all anymore.
Which is good.
It was really weird. I mean, I beat him 25-2, I think. No, or 25-3. And like,
That's good.
and he didn't get mad at all. He's like so chill.
That's good because he used to get really worked up.
He fell into that category of sore loser and sore winner, which is a rare category of people. Where when he'd lose, he'd get really mad, but when he'd win, he'd gloat about it hard.
I loved because like you probably know what I'm talking about here. I was watching somebody and they said this and I'm like, wow, you put it the right way.
Yep.
When you deliberately like throw a match, but you don't do it in a way that like the person knows you're throwing the match
Yep.
because you want to keep playing the game.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I do that all the time on like I do that all the time on Tekken because I'll run into people that are really bad, but I'll like purposely throw rounds just to make it so they feel like they can beat me, so they'll keep playing me so that I can rank up faster.
Yes.
Yes. But you can't win. You can't win in Tekken though. I like that's my biggest problem with why I stopped playing Tekken is like if you beat someone in Tekken, they'll rematch you immediately. But as soon as they beat you even once, you could have beat them 20 times in a row. But as soon as they beat you once, they leave immediately. They're like, "Oh, I got my one win," and then they just leave. And I'm like, dude.
But in that case, Chris, they didn't actually win.
No, I know they didn't. It's just the fact of like, dude, you're gonna bail now? I'm like, we're just getting going. I'm like, you won because of like some cheap bullshit, and now you're gonna leave? Come on. It's like you won because you hit me with a fucking hell sweep or some shit like last second at the very end and got like a timeout and won the round, and it's like, and you're just gonna leave on that as your victory? Come on, dude.
Dude, people are sore winners.
Yeah. But like, oh my god, Tekken's the worst, man. Like, you'll win a game and they'll just leave. You'll lose a game and they'll just leave. There's no rematching in that fucking game now. It's ridiculous. Just makes it like so hard to play a game because they'll just get their one cheek win and then they're like, I'm out.
I'm out.
And then you'll, like, get a guy who consistently beats you, and you're like, alright, I'm not beating this dude, I'm just gonna leave. So you'll leave to find another game, and they'll just patch you up with the same fucking dude again. It's like, fucking damn it, Tekken.
Like you do.
It's like, I get it. I'm not gonna win. Don't put me back up against him. Like, I'm clearly losing, like, repeatedly. He's vastly better than me. Stop putting me in his same board. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like competitive games. I actually get way angrier playing co-op games because, like, I have to play them with randos, and they're either not using mics or they're being fucking retarded, and then I'm just mad because they're not fucking helping, and like.
There's a, I forget what exactly it's called, but it's like the cooking game.
Yeah.
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what one you're talking about. It's the 4-player one. Yeah.
You would love to play that with people, Chris.
I'd like to play it with friends. I wouldn't like to play it with fucking randoms, because I hate randoms. They drive me insane. Well, recently I played, like, Call of Duty, like, co-op, because they have, like, co-op missions in the new Call of Duty game. And, like, for the most part, they're cool, and everything's fine, but every now and again you get a match with one dude who doesn't have a mic, who just, like, I ended up in a match that, like, clearly was already going ahead of time, right? Like, they clearly had played. They clearly had been doing the mission, and then people dropped out, and they, like, put me into the game. And I get in there, and I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I can't figure it out. The fucking everyone else in the lobby doesn't have a fucking mic, so they're not talking at all. And there's one dude just sitting way off in the distance in this fucking tower doing jack shit as I'm trying to play, like, 3 goddamn bases. Like, I'm trying to do 3 objectives by myself as one of my teammates does fuck all. My other teammate also trying to figure out what the fuck is going on with me, because he was dropped into the match with me, like, without any prior knowledge of what was happening. And the third guy being absolutely useless, but at least he was trying to figure it out. And I eventually figured it out, and did it. And right when I did it, the next mission point opens up and it goes, get to this objective, which is right where the dude in the tower was sitting, and he immediately starts the next mission before anyone's ready or prepared, and I'm like, oh, you're that kind of piece of shit. You're the kind of piece of shit who doesn't help anyone out, and you're just gonna sit on the next objective so that you can get through this as fast as possible, but you're not gonna help anyone, so it actually takes you way longer to beat this mission because you refuse to assist. Fuck you, dude. You're a piece of shit.
Tell me how you really feel about this guy, Chris.
Like, I'm literally yelling at him through my microphone. He doesn't even have a mic. I'm just yelling at him because I'm like, you're an asshole. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, you should just leave the fucking mission.
just leave.
Like, you're
the other
not
probably
helpful.
left
I'm like, you're pretty much useless to me then. Like, you're here just to start the next objectives as fast as possible, but not actually to help the objective. Like, fuck you, dude.
Well, Chris, why would you play the game when you can have somebody else do it for you?
I mean, we were trying to figure this shit out for like 3 minutes. The dude obviously had played it before because he's sitting at the next objective, which means he knows how to do it. And he's wasting everyone's time. like, what an asshole.
I know. No, I get it.
But yeah, so that's why co-op games piss me off way more than competitive games. Because competitive games is just like, they're an asshole, but I get to beat them up. So I don't care. Like, if someone's being an asshole, I just play better than them and put them in their place. Like, that's it. It's the fuck.
Yeah.
Like, in a co-op game, I have to work with this asshole as he's still being an asshole. Why am I getting a call? Hold on.
Get the call.
Alright, I'm back. I hope you were entertaining the people, Derek.
100%.
It was definitely a fucking spam call from fucking somewhere I've literally never heard of.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's from fucking,
Gaza Land is totally a real place.
It was something called, like, Blue something. I'm like, I don't know. It was, like, Blue Shaft or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Dude, Blue Shaft sounds like some weird porn star.
I know. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, get out of here. But,
Hello, my name is Blue Shaft.
yeah.
What?
It's like the one time I forget to mute my phone, I get a fucking call. Normally, I just get text. But yeah, what was I talking about, Derek? Something about... Oh yeah, competitive gaming. It's, yeah, I like competitive gaming. Mainly because I just beat people up for saying things like that. The world's all topsy-turvy now. So I always think of, you ever, I mean, I've told the story before, but there's, like, when you're playing, like, Call of Duty or something, right, and someone talks shit, yeah, and it's like, they can talk shit all they want. If you beat them, it means nothing. Their shit talk means nothing because they lost. Like, that's game.
It's game, set, and almost match.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, screw it. Essentially, it becomes a screw it. Like, just screw it. You did it, Derek. You solved the puzzle.
Longer than I should have had.
I mean, I thought you figured it out pretty quickly.
Yeah. There's a way to do that in 2 moves.
In 2 moves? Jeez. That's, it's a little bad, Derek, then. Yeah.
Granted, I've only played this game this one time.
Yeah, well, you know, you try.
Yeah. Like you do.
But yeah, no, it's like, I really like co-op games when they're, people that I actually am friends with and I know aren't fucking garbage.
So you're telling me, Chris, we need to get back to,
Then they're fun.
TAC? Is it called? Was it TAC?
Yeah, TAC and the Power of Juju. Dude, I want to go back to that. But, I don't want to play it by... I don't want to play it by myself to get back to where we need to be, is my problem.
I get it.
Because I have to beat, like, 2 missions by myself to get back to where we need to be, and I just don't want to.
Don't blame you.
If I could sucker someone else into playing it back to where we were, then maybe.
Yeah, at some point, Chris, we'll get back to it, and we'll get back to where we were.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
But
it's a good game. Said no one ever.
It was an okay game, Chris.
Dude, it was a buggy mess. I mean, the game literally crashed on us 3 times.
That's why I said it was an okay game.
It was 3 times. It has its it has some good jokes in there, at least. It's like, it's got its moments. Like, there's definitely some funny writing in it, but like everything around the game is like, actually no, it's everything around the game is okay. The game itself is not good. The mechanics are just straight broken.
I don't know what you're... So, yeah, the jokes are good.
Like, the humor is solid, but the fucking, actual game is not good. Like, it's very buggy, very broken, crashes a lot. A lot.
Like, I had not experienced a game that crashed as much as that did.
No, I thought Spyro was actually gonna be, like, the worst we got for, like, game bugs and crashes. That game was...
Was good?
Was exponentially, like, worse. You know what I think about it? I gotta give it to Sonic 06. Sonic 06 doesn't crash that much.
Yeah.
It fucking, like, it's a horrible buggy mess, but it doesn't crash. Like, I never thought about it until I played a game that crashes all the fucking time. And I'm like, man, it doesn't crash that much.
The game at least doesn't crash.
Yo, we should end the episode here. So.
Roger that. Give it 1 second for the cutscene to get there.
Okay.
And I'll pause it.
I have to, like, wait for you to pause it to fucking make my move, which is so weird. All right. And with that, we'll see you in the next part. Peace till then.